And it is early evening here in Tel Aviv, and it is late afternoon in Hamburg, where we have Ronja Kröger, and in the morning in Tampa, Florida, where we have Jamie Luu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us, Danny.
Yeah,
And
thanks, Danny. I'm really happy to be part of your show.
yeah, it's like, Jamie, well, I'll let the two of you introduce yourselves, but basically they're from a German a nutrition company called, food supplement company called Almased, and they've been around for 30 years, and I haven't heard of them. And so it's time to, my old German teacher didn't tell us about it, so shame on him. So, so I start these podcasts with a, personal question, which is just tell me about your personal journey to this space and to Almased in particular. We'll start with Jamie. Jamie, so you're a registered nurse, I think, aren't you?
Well, actually, I'm a registered dietitian and a
Dietitian.
licensed, yes, and a licensed nutritionist. I have been in this field for nearly 16 years. I have a degree in food science and human nutrition, and have studied didactics, which is essentially using the diet for nutritional therapy to help people improve their health and feel better. I have actually been with Almased for the same amount of time, and I have really enjoyed my career with Almased because it allows me to help people from the preventative side, the side where there is still enough time to make changes to improve their health so that they can live a longer, healthier life.
I think that's something we would all want to have.
Yeah.
Ronya, tell us about tell us about yourself and your own journey to this place.
So, I'm a nutritionist, and I've always been fascinated by how nutrition and science can really truly change people's lives. So, I studied in Germany and I have my master degree in nutrition and food science. And during that time, I became especially interested in how the right nutrition can support the metabolism, not only for weight loss, but also for overall health and well being. So, when I came across Almacid, I immediately felt there was something unique about it. So, the product has such an amazing story and at the same time, an incredible amount of scientific research behind it. So, I wanted to work with something that was natural, effective, and yeah, fully packed with real science. So I started reading the studies just of interest, and I quickly realized how rare it is for a natural nutrition product to have this evidence on the scientific level. So the join with Almosade felt like a perfect match for me.
And so you just called them up and you said, I want to come work for you?
Yeah, so they just asked for some nutritional help. So and I just came up there and said, okay, I wanted to work with you. So
And they offered you a job.
yes, yeah.
Well, that's very good. You should work in the sales. You asked for the sale, you asked for the sale, and you made the sale. You closed the sale. So that's really amazing. That's terrific. I think one of the things that's really interesting. This is tremendous time in the history of food and nutrition to be talking about weight loss. Ozempic has been grabbing headlines for several years now. I have a friend who's diabetic and a bit overweight, and he's taking Ozempic, and it's doing good things for him. Um, I'm going to tell you after, and I read one of your studies. There was an investigator study that was done 4 years ago, which I read. I spent a delightful half an hour reading the study, and I have to say that I've been involved in 70 plus clinical trials, and it's always difficult to read the to
Mhm.
read the report. But I read the report, and I said, wait a minute, there's something really interesting happening here. And I'll say it in my own words, which is that basically Alma said can boost the natural signals to feel full via GLP-1 and PYI. And that's very real and meaningful because it's a natural boost to feeling full. So not wanting to have that extra piece of bread or donut or another helping of pasta. But the new GLP-1 drugs go much higher. They actually hijack the same signals. And they ramp them up much higher, and that translates into large weight losses in patients with obesity. So basically if you're taking Ozempic, it's basically Ozempic is basically like reset, doing a system reset. And if you're taking Almased, it's a natural nudge to the system, a natural boost, if you will, reinforcement to the system. So do you agree with that, or am I just making it up?
Yes, I think with these drugs, they're more targeted. They're able to stimulate GLP-1s, which is a hormone in the body that helps suppress appetite. And people are able to lose the weight because that stimulation in excess allows them to suppress their appetite much further than a regular diet. However, I would want to say that obesity and diabetes are very, very complex diseases. And the body in itself is also complex because it's not just the GLP-1 hormone or PYY that supports appetite control, but there's also various other hormones also. In our Almased study, we not only look at GLP-1 and PYY, but also two other appetite hormones, which are PYY, which are ghrelin and leptin. And Rania can speak more about those hormones as well.
Yeah, so honestly, it really helps with ghrelin, so it reduces the hunger hormone, and at the same time, it increases PYY, so you have an increase in satisfying effect with almond. And yeah, that's really special. So you have the superfood protein with 22 vitamins and minerals. But what's really special is also for almond that we are using raw liquid honey. And in this combination, so superfood protein, the raw honey, and the premium yogurt, almond creates bioactive peptides. So it's a patent fermentation process of almond, and therefore you have all these health benefits. So it really, yeah, has a great impact on your metabolism and really changes your metabolism in a natural way. So you have a optimized metabolism. You not slow your metabolism. You retain your muscle, and then you have these boost energy effect. And yeah, so almost it preserves 100% of your muscle, and that's really also supporting with GLP-1.
So there's something qualitatively different because Ozempic resets the system, but Alma said is a high protein diet, so it actually is healthy for you as opposed to Ozempic, which basically resets your system, so you don't want to eat. So
Mhm.
that's a huge difference. I mean, so do you think it's a replacement or it's a I don't know, or it's more of a complementary tool for for people who are on GLP-1 medication?
So for those who are on GLP-1s, Almost is a great complement because it provides complete nutrition. It provides the 24 grams of protein, 22 amino acids to help preserve 100% of their muscle mass. There's been a huge increase of GLP-1 users over the last 4 years. I think it's upwards of 700% of some extremely high number of a lot of people using GLP-1s. The problem with that is that they may not be as hungry and therefore eating complete nutritional foods or snacks. So if they were to complement Almacet, it only helps them further because at some point they may be stopping their medication. And when they stop and have lost muscle mass, which I believe they lose anywhere between 20% of their muscle as they are losing weight on GLP-1s. And losing that muscle will cause the metabolism to be sluggish. So when they finish their GLP-1 journey, they may be worse off because their metabolism has now slowed down. So they now have to work harder in order to burn calories while eating the same amount that they were before. So it's best to actually use Almacet in that case to help support their muscle mass, which is what we've seen in our studies, that it preserves 100% of your muscle while losing weight. Now, for those who want a more gentle approach to suppressing their appetite and controlling their cravings, Almacet is great from a traditional perspective of using a natural diet. We have a clinically tested diet plan that helps people replace their meals, and it's a phase by phase program. And as you move along with each phase of the program, you're also learning healthier habits along the way. So it's not I would say, a magic pill or, powder overnight. It actually helps you improve your overall lifestyle, which is where we see it in a lot of our success stories, that they're able to make the changes that is needed to help them succeed and have a overall healthier lifestyle.
And this is available. If I want the Almased superfood, um,
Mhm.
how do I get it?
Yeah, so Almost is available nationwide at our major retailers, Walgreens and CVS. We also have it on Amazon.com and Walmart.com, as well as a lot of local health food stores. Coming December, January timeframe, we're going to be launching for the first time an e-commerce website where people can purchase Almacet directly from us. So that is something that we're really looking forward to.
Cool. So I can get it in Tel Aviv if I want.
Yes.
Cool. Do you have a distributor here, or I should be talking to you about being a reseller for you?
Currently no distributor in Tel Aviv, but possibly working with our German company because I think they're a lot closer to where you are in getting Almacet.
Yeah, I'm sure, of course.
Of course.
And we can
Yeah.
always send you some too, Danny, if you're
Yeah,
Yeah.
interested.
yeah. Maybe there,
We'll
maybe
happy
there's
to do that.
maybe there. Yeah, there should be. Actually, I'm not in the supplement distribution business,
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
know some people who are. So it could be, it could be an interesting story. But
Right.
that's sort of digressing. So
Mhm.
what you're basically saying is that um, people are not on GLP-1. It can help them because it's high protein.
Mhm.
It'll help, drop their need to eat more cookies. And so I think that's a win. I think I'm sure that's a win.
Yeah. I want to mention that we are also more than just a weight loss product. One of our studies from, I believe it's 2017 or 2019, it's a study on the liver where in the study we did MRI scans and bod pod analysis, which is comparing, the weight of individuals on the study before and after and measuring the impacts of Almacet on the liver. And the study shows that Almacet helps reduce fat from the liver. And that's really important to your health. Sometimes that could be the reason why you have trouble losing weight. The fat around the liver can reduce the efficiency of the metabolism because the liver supports fat and glucose metabolism, the breakdown of sugar in the body. From there, Almacet has almost a holistic um, solution for the body where it can also optimize your metabolism, which is what we've seen in our metabolism study from the University of Alberta in Edmonton, that almost said increases energy expenditure in the body where it allows the body to burn fat and calories much more efficiently. So there's a combination of things that happens in the body that leads to the weight loss. But from the founder's original intent when he first discovered Almacet was to help people optimize their metabolism.
Yeah, and not necessarily lose weight, and that's a key thing.
Yes,
Um, so you have actually have you create a lot of value for people. You
for sure.
you create a lot
For
of value.
sure.
Yeah. So Ronja, give me three ways you create value for people.
So yeah, I think what I would say how we create value for people is like I think it's all about the health benefits of almond. So these changing of the metabolism, changing of the life of the people. So that's really a great impact. So almond has really 31 university studies. So they are conducted in Germany, Canada, the US, UK. So I think that's really a great way of say that it has these, yeah, impact and also the high quality ingredients of Almased. So that we really have high quality superfood protein, that are liquid honey and the yogurt. So how you create these components, blend Almased, it's really a patent fermentation process. That's really so unique of Almased. And therefore Almased really can change the metabolism. And it's like, if you drink one shake a day, it's like for your long health being. So it's really amazing. So it can also have an impact on longevity and for people. But maybe Jamie, you would add on some more points.
Yeah, and
So it's actually not three things. It's actually four things. Let's see if I get this right. So I'm paying attention. I'm listening carefully to Ronja. She says that it helps with weight loss. It helps with metabolism. It helps with energy. You'll have more energy. It also helps with, muscle production, muscle building, and it also helps with longevity. So it's actually five. I'm up to five now. So it's weight,
yes.
metabolism, muscle, energy, and longevity. So these are five things you're going to get from the. I'm beginning to sound like an infomercial for you, right? No, but seriously, these are serious things, and if you look at the GLP-1 and drugs like Ozempic, they only do one thing, which is basically inhibit your appetite. Yeah, amazing. So I'm going to finish with a question which I ask all of my, oh, actually two more questions, which the the first one of the two is something I've started asking the past few weeks, which is, what's your moat? How can people, how do you prevent people from competing with you?
So our moat is the fact that we have 30 years of research and 31 clinical published studies on the actual product. A lot of brands out there may say that they are clinically tested, but in the way that they've only looked at the research of individual ingredients and then they create a formula after discovering that research. Whereas Alma said the formula was created originally by Hubertus Trier in Bienenbüttel, Germany, to help his patients with their metabolism and their heart health. And out of that came a formula that was really, really working with a lot of positive outcome on his patient's health. And from there, it led to the understanding of what is it that Almased is doing. So it led to a plethora of studies after that. Our studies focus on the finished product, the formula as a whole in all of our studies. And we also have a diet plan that goes along with that that is clinically tested.
So that's a pretty good moat. It's a scientific moat. And
Yeah.
plus you have something which is called in the strategy world, it's called time. And time
Mhm.
is on your side. So, if I have something new, I don't have 30 years to, it takes time to do things, even with AI.
Right.
So, AI can maybe help me understand what you do, but it can't replace 30 years of clinical research and good science, that's for sure. The final question, which is I ask all of my guests, which is three things you want. It's kind of like an interview question, Ronja, where you would be, you actually sold the job to Almased. But remember, Jamie, you go to an interview and people would say,
Mhm.
where do you want to be in 5 years, right? You know that question. So,
Yes.
so the question is three things you want to do for your customers in the next year.
So in the next year, I really want our product to be a lot more accessible and also well known. Our product has been around for a really long time, but there are a lot of people that have never heard of us. And just knowing about the brand, increasing the brand awareness, it gives people the opportunity to find out more about our product, understanding a lot of benefits, and also, of course, spreading the education because there is so much science behind Almased. There's so much that we've been also uncovering and trying to communicate that through social media, our website. So that is what my goal would be, is to help the company increase more of the brand awareness amongst our customers.
But that was not the question. The question,
Okay. It's like-
that was not the question. That was the answer you wanted to give. So the question was three things. It can be one thing, but three things you want to do for your customers, the people who use your products. So,
So for the customers, a lot of our customers have been asking for more flavors of our product because currently we have original flavor and also vanilla. What we're coming up with next year, and Ronja, you can give a timeline on that, is to come up with a chocolate flavor
oh yeah.
of our product. Yes.
Yeah, so the chocolate flavor will be soon. So yeah, we are in Germany, yeah, doing the first test run end of the year. So probably in the US it will be soon. And yeah, I'm really excited about the chocolate flavor with Almased. But yeah, you can customize the shake as you want. So you can just mix it with berry, coffee, also chocolate, berry, everything else. So it's like customized and you just have the natural drink and yeah, can add on everything kind of what you want.
So I have to say that I tell a short personal story, which is that my father passed away at age 100.
Mm.
And
Mm.
and he that was a couple of years ago. And when he was like by the time he was like 95, 96, he was still driving at age 95. By the time he was 96, he was beginning to lose weight. And so his doctor prescribed something called I don't know what it's called in the US or Germany. It's called in Israel. It's called gainer. It's like bodybuilders use it. It's like there's something called 1+4, 1+2, 1+4, 1 plus. So it's like a 4-to-1 carbs to protein. So it's the kind of thing that bodybuilders use. So my dad's physician sent me to a store, a health food store that works with bodybuilders. And they had and I said, what should I ask for? He said, ask for something called 4x1 gainer, which is four parts carbs to 1 part protein. And it's used for bodybuilders. And they also have 8 and 16 to 1, which is really insane.
Mm.
So I've got these two big bags and I call up my father and I said, what do you want? They have vanilla, banana. And the guy in the store is telling me, he said, not banana, it's disgusting. And they have chocolate. They have two kinds of chocolate. They have Belgian chocolate and chocolate chips chocolate, which I don't know the difference between Belgian chocolate and chocolate chips, but they had two kinds of chocolate. And my father said, yeah, get me chocolate, get me the
Mm.
and my father was insanely in love with the chocolate gainer, actually. And so we would, every few months, I would bring back these big 5 kilo bags of chocolate flavored gainer to my dad. And so I bet chocolate will be a hit. I'm sure it will be.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Don't do banana, okay?
Yeah, but like Rania mentioned, for those that may not like chocolate, Almased can be customized to their tastes. A very popular recipe of ours is mixing Almased with cinnamon and vanilla almond milk. Just those two with the Almased tastes like, I would say, I went to a recent trade show and someone said it tasted like cereal milk or like a cinnamon roll. So people, like I said, can mix it like how they want it to taste.
So there you go. So here's at least one thing you're going to do for your customers this year, and that's have a chocolate flavored version of, and that if my dad is any indication, is going to be a huge hit.
Great.
Um, thank you to the two of you. Thanks to Maury for organizing this, and thank you so much for being on the show. Um,
It was a pleasure. Thank you
Yeah,
so
it was
much.
a pleasure. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, so I had a great time and I learned a lot. So I mean, I got to read a report from a clinical trial, which I don't do every day, and the my name is I'll wrap this up now. My name is Danny Lieberman. I'm the host of Life Sciences Today. We're a podcast devoted to everything related to life sciences. We started out thinking about tech and AI, and we've sort of branched out into drug development and now food supplements. And the show will go live on a Friday. I'll let you all know what Friday it will be. And I have a newsletter called Clear Thinking. And so basically, the Friday that it goes live, I will write a like 1,000 words, 1,500 words, talking about something which I'm thinking of, interested in it that Friday. And it's related, of course, to Almased, maybe not very strongly.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so
Yeah, sounds great.
yeah, so if you want, I'll put in the chat. I'll put in the chat after we finish recording the link so you can get a free subscription so you can see yourselves. And that's it. So thank you all, and I hope our listeners who follow the show and people who read the newsletter found this useful. If you're exercising, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to think of how you can make a more effective use of Ozempic, it sounds to me like Alma said is something you should check out.
Yes, absolutely.
Of
Thank you,
course.
everyone.